Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and salam sejahtera. So here I would like to share the tips how to write well. This is especially to the writers. For our information to all the writers, first of all, we have to know there are many styles used by the writers. So here I would like to give and share the tips how to write effectively. For the first, in writing, introduction. For the introduction, as a writer, they need to explain a general of the contents of the story. And then before they start to write, they have to understand the topic and try to draft the main point what they want to present in the story. So here, according to the video given, there are many types given here. That means to who you write for, and then what is the content of the story. Besides that, in the introduction also, try to use comic to make sure the readers will be attracted to the story. And then also here, every people have different style. There are 3 styles: slow, average, and fast. So here, as a writer, they have to be careful to present the information to the readers. That means the information should be accurate according to the time, according to the date, and then according to the event. Make sure also the writers need to use the simple language to make sure the readers able to understand it easy. Besides that, don't use many repetition inside of the story. That is for the introduction of the story. Then when we go to the contents of the story, the most important for the contents as a writer, in the contents we need to explain the main point what we want to present to the readers. Try also to use correct sentences, correct tenses, minimize the grammatical error, spelling, punctuation, and the important things that to attract to the readers. Besides that, from the teenagers also many more of the communities, to make sure that they will be easy to understand of the story. In the content also, as a writer, they need also to know the climax of the story. In the story, there are 3 steps. The first step is the beginning of the story, and then the climax and the ending of the story. So here, as a good writer, try to use simple language and try to polite to present the information. Besides that, as a good writer, don't use many repetition, because from that the readers will be bored. Another way, don't overwrite. Don't overstate the content of the story. Don't explain too much, to make it simple, to make sure the readers easy to understand the contents of the story. Besides that, make sure also the readers knows who is speaking. So in the contents of the stories, as a writer, they need to arrange it from the beginning the climax of the story and the ending of the story. And then when we go to the conclusion is the last steps. In the conclusion, as a good writers, the main point here, restate or retell the story to make the readers understand the contents and confidence of the story. Okay, that means from the beginning, the contents, the chronology of the story or plot. Here also, the writers need to state the main characters, supporting characters, location and the time of the event, if possible. So that, however, there are many tips in writing we can use, but here a few tips given, especially to the writers, and how to write well. So here, I believe all the writers need the best one to present their ideas when they write, because it is important for them, especially for their publicities. So that's all the tips given to share, especially to the writers. Thank you very much.